Hi, this is Scot McBeath from Comic Excitement Convention YouTube channel. I am at WonderCon on March 29th, Sunday, and I am here with Gary, and I'm going to let Gary take over from here.
Okay. As Scott said, my name is Gary Montalbano. Got my book here. I do some self-publishing, and I've worked in the animation and movie industry for over 35 years, and so I've been, working on different writing projects along with the art. So I'm going to have my first novel.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary, before we even go any further, let's say people have gone, I love that book. How can they contact you, and then for the other items that you're going to go into?
Well, GaryMontalbano.com. That's MONTALBANO. So GaryMontalbano.com. That's the best way.
Great.
And gosh, from there, like I mentioned, my main day job was working in the animation and movie industry. As a lot of people know nowadays, that's going through some changes. So during that time, I've been doing self-publishing for more than a few decades. As I mentioned, I put out my first art book, but it's also an introduction to a series of novels I wrote. So that the first in those novels, that book is going to be coming out, knock on wood, before the end of this year. I'm aiming for Comic-Con in July to have the first book done and published and what have you. Beyond that, the story from working as a professional artist to get to that point, it was an interesting road, to put it mildly. I went to Art Center College of Design for only about one term. That's about 3.5 months. I was hoping to get a scholarship at the time. They didn't do that for first-year students back then, years ago. I don't know if they do that now. So I thought, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to have to drive back to Chicago, where I'm originally from. So I thought, okay, I guess I might be done with work doing art in California. So by crazy synchronicity, I saw a flyer for a figure drawing workshop over at Art Center. I thought, I'll check that out. So I went to that, and the guy teaching the workshop saw that I had my physical portfolio. Back then, used to do that. People would have like physical portfolios, not online like they do now. And so I went in doing the drawing. I was talking with the instructor. He goes, "Oh, where are you working?" And I said, "I'm not." He goes, "Huh." So he's looking through my portfolio, paging through it. He goes, "Huh." He goes, "Well," he writes down a number, gives me a piece of paper, and there was a job for Marvel Productions. The gentleman who was kind enough to do that kind gesture was a well-known figure drawing master named Glenn Velcro. He's still teaching to this day, doing wonderful work. Anyways, that's how my career started. Now, from the point of that to actually getting the job, and that's a whole crazy story unto itself, a lot of ups and downs, but ultimately that's how my career started.
Well, let's go up to where you are now.
Sure.
There's so much great looking artwork on the wall here.
Oh, appreciate
And
it.
you got your book there. I thought maybe I could scan kind of the wall, and then maybe you could flip through and show people what's in the book itself, because all of this is for sale and available.
Of course.
All right, so let me go to the wall here. This is. And I'm back down to you. How about just flip the book around and kind of show people what's in here?
So, it's an art book, but it's also an introduction to a series of novels I wrote. So I also talk about that, what I just mentioned about how I got my first job. I go into a lot more detail. This is work I did back when I was a teenager, when I was about 15 and 16 years old. All traditional, colored pencils, some acrylic, and just the ups and downs. I was definitely pushed away from art when I was younger. Told that art was not important, kind of like what's happening in politics today. But art is important. It's the genesis of all ideas. Written language started from art back hundreds of, like thousands of years ago. That's how like with pictographs and cave paintings, those things became pictographs and became written language. That's how we recorded history, was first through crude visual images, and then it became written language. So art is important. Don't let anybody tell you that it isn't. Without art and imagination, your society, your civilization starts falling apart. Anyways, so this is a brief story summary. So it's an art book, but also an introduction to those stories that are coming up. And it's about this guy. His name is Vosha, and he goes through many adventures in the effort to save somebody he cares about. And he goes into many interesting journeys in that process. So,
fantastic.
Let's see, we got that. Let's go through these. She's a character in the story. The original painting of that is about 3.5 by 2.5 feet. So, all these are a lot of these are mainly traditionally done.
So if people like what's in here, they can buy individual items.
Yes, everything I'm showing you, I can either make it into a print, or it will be, most of it will be used as illustrations for those upcoming stories. Through this whole thing,
incredible stuff.
Thank you. Throughout the book, I talk about like technique and idea process, why things look the way they look, and also how I went about the whole design and art process. So from sketches, like this is a good example here, from very rough sketches to working out some different studies to the final painting. This is actually an environment in that story I was mentioning, and some characters in there. Same with these. But that's how art is. You will have a flash of an idea that will go through your mind. And a lot of people, I remember somebody said, oh, everybody's got good ideas. It's like, well, yeah, but how many people take the time to write it down and follow through with the idea and build that idea, not over just a day, but over a year or 10 years, and be persistent with it. That's what art and writing and creativity is about. It's not a flash in the pan kind of thing. Let's face it, AI is a bit of a flash in the pan kind of thing when it comes to generative images. I'm a little biased because I don't think it's right for these companies to be scraping privately owned works and then profiting off of that, directly competing with the very people who created it. Anyways, enough of that little rant, but all of these things, all of creativity starts with a flash in your mind, and it's about trusting that. A lot of ideas may seem strange or unusual in the moment when you have it. Doesn't matter, write it down, draw it out, even if it's just for yourself. It's great therapy, it makes you feel better. Same with journals, writing a journal, getting to know yourself, and figuring out your own path in life. All these things are wonderful paths of discovery. You don't need a computer program to tell you who you are. You tell you who you are. So those things I'm talking about is what I write about, and also hopefully in an enjoyable way. So again, different characters and creatures in the storyline of that upcoming book that's going to be coming out.
And do you have a title yet?
Yeah, it is Into the Unknown. Go back to that. So, Into the Unknown. It's a brief story summary there. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, this might be a good point to let folks know if they've...
Should I keep paging through?
If you've went it there, well, let's go through a little bit more, and then let's tell them how to act upon their desire to learn more about this and buy some of this fantastic artwork. You have just a wealth of
you already saw that.
items here.
You already saw that. But all these things, I got different here, science fiction.
So to really appreciate this, a good idea to maybe buy this book.
Well, yeah, the hardcover is $35, the soft cover is $25.
Wow.
If you do it online, I got to charge for the tax and shipping. Obviously, got to charge for the tax no matter what. But the shipping costs but I try to be at like WonderCon and San Diego Comic-Con and trying to do some more conventions. This is more of a science fiction storyline that's loosely connected with the other stories I was mentioning. And then for that,
It's incredible.
These guys.
Well, Gary, this is just really uniquely exceptional work that you do.
Oh, thank you. More cartoony work. Some figure drawing, figure painting. I used to do some teaching. Used to do some environment design teaching, character teaching, figure drawing teaching. These are oil paintings right here. And then I talk about technique and idea process. And then more paintings in the back. And then the new book will have a lot of new work and a whole storyline that goes with it. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. And
well, once again, I'm excited about the art, and if people wish to act upon their excitement, why don't we go over the contact info again?
my name, Gary Montalbano. So it's just my name, GaryMontalbano.com, MonTalbano. And I'm on Instagram, Facebook, but mainly Instagram for that. Yeah, feel free to take a look, and hope to see you soon.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Gary.
You bet. Thank you.